of high-risk buildings, and 555 million euros will be earmarked through the PNRR. 290 requests in this respect have been so far submitted through the platform of the aforementioned ministry. We recall that on March the 4th, 1977, an earthquake of 7.2 degrees on the Richter scale hit Romania, killing 1,570 people, mostly in the capital Bucharest. It also caused $4 billion in material damage. 230,000 houses were severely damaged and destroyed, and hundreds of economic units ceased their operations. The earthquake caused an economic and social crisis which, according to historians, the communist dictatorship was unable to overcome until its demise 12 years later. Experts believe that in the event of a similar earthquake, hundreds of buildings could collapse in Bucharest at present. And according to statistics, Romania sees annually around 100 earthquakes with magnitudes over 3 degrees on the Richter scale.
The Romanian Parliament has adopted a law that provides for higher penalties for drug trafficking. I'm Lucrana Simeon with this commentary by Ștefan Stoica. The Romanian legislators have tightened the penalties for drug trafficking. According to a draft law adopted on Wednesday by the Romanian Chamber of Deputies, cultivating, producing, manufacturing, offering, selling, distributing, transporting, procuring, buying, possessing or other operations regarding the circulation of dangerous drugs without having the right to are punished with imprisonment from 3 to 10 years and the prohibition of certain rights. If the respective acts involve high-risk drugs, the penalty is 5 to 15 years in prison, and if the victim dies, the penalty would be 15 to 25 years in prison. Also, introducing or taking out of the country, as well as importing or exporting dangerous drugs, are acts punished by imprisonment from 5 to 15 years and the prohibition of certain rights. The law mentions the goods and means used in the illicit manufacturing of drugs can be used for educational purposes by making them available to training units of the law enforcement staff, or by using them in campaigns for raising awareness of the risks associated with drug use. The draft law also provides that the act of the person who intentionally carries out illegal operations with products likely to have psychoactive effects, claiming that they are authorized according to the law, or whose sale is permitted by law, is a crime and is punishable by imprisonment from 2 to 7 years if the act does not represent a more serious crime. At the same time, the advertising of any products credibly claiming that through consumption they produce psychoactive effects represents a crime and is punishable by 1 to 5 years in prison. The draft law was also adopted by the Senate, and the Chamber of Deputies is the decision-making body in this case. It had been re-examined at the request of President Klaus Iohannis, who had requested a clearer regulation regarding the substances newly mentioned in the law, such as ethnobotanical substances. The state has the great responsibility in combating drug trafficking, believes Democratic Union of Ethnic Hungarians in Romania Deputy Sabo Erdogan.
Într-adevăr, se fac victime între copii și ar trebui să avem centre...
Indeed, children are among the victims, and we should have centers for the recovery of these children and provide support for families. The competent state institutions must fight this crime throughout Romania, said Deputy Sabo Erdogan. The age at which young people in Romania are tempted to use drugs is decreasing, and this is one of the major concerns of specialists in the field. According to them, the consumption of narcotic substances at young ages is influenced by their entourage and curiosity. They propose, among other things, adapting the institutional response to the new trends of the drug consumption phenomenon and co-opting the civil society in the specific activities. And that was Radio Newsreel.
listening to Radio Romania International.
Time now for Hit of the Day. We invite you to listen to Feli and her song, I Promise.
Real și absolut, de când ne-am cunoscut, ceva s-a întâmplat, am uitat de trecut și nu știu cum faci de trăiesc în prezent mai mult. De pe sunt aiurită, dar, Doamne, ce noroc, că atunci când noi de mine, Tu mă aduni la loc. Ce floare îmi dăruiește universul, de mi se dă tot. E visul împlinit, iubire ai venit, de aici începe viața împreună, îți promit. Promit să fiu luna de pe cerul tău, când simți întuneric să luminez eu, să te iubesc, la bine și rău, să te aduc să fii drumul spre visul tău. Promit-mi că vei fi pe cer soarele, să ștergi cu un zâmbet toate umbrele. Nu-mi ești un frate, nu-mi ești un întreg, de astăzi pe tine promit să trăiesc, promit să fiu. Și recunosc o am, dar când te uiți la mine, nu mai simt niciun gram. Tu faci o magie și nu o mai simt nici cum. Știi bine că destinul ne pregătește lecții, cărări întorc o viață, dar pline de direcții. Eu mână în mână cu tine pornesc acum. E visul împlinit, iubire ai venit, de aici începe viața împreună, îți promit. Promit să fiu luna de pe cerul tău, când simți întuneric să luminez eu, să te iubesc, la bine și rău, să te aduc să fii drumul spre visul tău. Promit-mi că vei fi pe cer soarele, să ștergi cu un zâmbet toate umbrele. Nu-mi ești un
You are listening to Radio Romania International.
Traveler's Guide.
Welcome to Traveller's Guide with me, Eugen Nastam.